So a few days ago, Scotland faced another early exit from a World Cup, and it's funny because few countries have done more to shape the game of football than the one who've so often struggled on its biggest stage. And to understand this, of course, let's take a step back. So when people usually think about the origins of football, they usually think of England, and fair enough. I mean, the first modern rules were codified here, but Scotland does have a case too. And yes, there's no denying that England helped create football, but Scotland definitely was responsible for helping to teach the world how to play it. So for centuries, Scotland was always a nation that punched above its weight, a nation that was shaped by invention, the steam engine, telephone technology, modern economics, engineering, medicine. Scottish ideas travelled across the world, and so did Scottish people. During the 19th and 20th centuries, many emigrated to Canada, Australia, New Zealand, United States, South Africa, basically other English-speaking countries worldwide throughout the British Empire, carrying Scottish culture wherever they went, including football. Fun fact, many of the earliest football clubs in the world were actually founded or influenced heavily by Scottish migrants. From South America to Australia, Scottish engineers, merchants, and workers helped to spread the game internationally. And of course, the influence wasn't just limited to exporting football, it was also transforming how the game was played. I mean, many of the early teams were relying on individual dribbling and physicality worldwide, whereas Scottish football heavily relied on passing out through the back, the foundations of the modern passing game, a style that would eventually shape football everywhere. And Scotland's football history is longer than almost anyone else's. In 1872, Scotland and England played the first official international match, a fixture that helped to launch international football itself. I mean, the World Cup that we're here celebrating wouldn't exist without the match between those two teams. And speaking of the World Cup, Scotland qualified for their first in 1954. In fact, after appearing at the 98 World Cup in France, Scotland endured one of the longest droughts in international football, 23 years without reaching a major tournament. And although success on the biggest stage has often been elusive, an entire generation of supporters grew up without seeing their Scotland at a major tournament. The passion never disappeared. Few teams travel to tournaments quite like the Scots do. Of course, the support and belief never disappeared, and that did pay off eventually when they qualified for Euro 2020 not long ago. And that was a moment which led to celebrations erupting across the country. And I mentioned earlier emigration. Well, modern Scotland also reflects that too. Communities from South Asia, Africa, and Eastern Europe have all become a fundamental part of modern Scottish life, adding new layers to a national identity that's already evolving. So after decades of influencing others, well, maybe it's time that others influence them.